camera. There are other modes? I can't remember. Any of this works. Hello? Now I guess it's off? No, spectator mode's still on. I guess in that mode it was just my vision, my hands, my eyes. So I mostly loaded this up just to see a couple, see how hand interaction works. I've been working on something similar, just to mess with, in Unity for, I dropped that, how the hands work. And what I was most interested in is interactions like this lever. Camera. So I'm having a problem right now in my experimentation where you can grab the lever and it will do this weird like jankiness where it like vibrate like that when you put weird forces on it. But if you grab it and pull it, so here I noticed a couple things. Your hand disappears. You're still able to move the lever. You can't pull the lever out of the machine that it's actually sitting in. I can't hit the lever with my other hand in any other way, like it doesn't react. It does react. Actually, if I click on it, grab it, it switches hands, which is interesting. The other thing I noticed is that if you pull your hand far enough away, boop, your hand is no longer connected to the lever and is separate again. You've let go of the lever. In what I've been messing with, if I were to grab this and pull, one, my hand is still visible when I grab things. Two, when I pull, the lever is on my hand. I would be holding this lever over here, and it would be struggling really hard to try to pull itself back into where it's supposed to be. I've got to mess around with. So, like, ideally, I'm using Unity to program things, and ideally, I'd want it to be like using as much of the physics engine as I can, so that I don't. Like, I'm a one-man shop. I don't want to write my own physics engine on top of Unity as much as possible. The whole idea is write less code because there are less bugs in less code usually. So I'm trying to figure. Oh, that's kind of neat. I didn't know you could do that. Can I do that?
The kitchen. Do I see an inspired chef?
Yeah, kitchen's cool. Let's do kitchen. But no. So I'm just trying to figure out. That was amazing. Just trying to figure out. I don't know what the camera will be now. Hi.
Hello, human. This is an accurate simulation of Gourmet Chef.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how hand interaction can work, just because it's central to this. It's so much fun just being able to pick up and throw things in Job Sim, but I'd like to make my own things. I'd like to make my own things with hands. I should look this up since I didn't actually check. I don't know if their code is available in any way, or if they're sharing anything, if Alchemy is sharing anything. But yeah, it's just fun. Something interesting I did note is that I had a bug in my code where if I would take some other physics object, let's take something smaller. Cup. Take something smaller, put it on your hand, just have it rest there. If you try to flip it with your hand, it doesn't move realistically. It just kind of sits on your hand, keeps trying to move down straight based on gravity. The reason for this, I believe that Job Simulator is using similar code to the example Steam VR hand controller code. And in that code, your hands, where your controllers are not tracked in the same way that physics objects are tracked. So they, like, moving my hand around doesn't really impart like physics forces to things. So in this case, trying to flip up the cup and like bounce it in your hand won't actually push force on there. The cup is primarily driven by gravity pulling it down, and your hand is just kind of in the way the whole time. I ended up spending like a couple hours trying to figure out how to make that work correctly, like make it flip up as I wanted, And then seeing that Job Simulator didn't really fix it, I kind of stopped working on it. Still better than mine, though. Mine thing doesn't flip that well. But not too far off. I don't know what else I was trying to figure out here. The hands. I'm fascinated by levers. So if we look at... Let's see the sink. Let's see. Oh, that is the sink. I just didn't recognize it because there's a magazine in it. These kind of levers. Yeah, so yeah, same deal. You grab it looks like everything you grab in this game, your hand will disappear. Will get out of the way entirely. Like, this is not a grabby. That's interesting. It's a push button of some sort. These? Oh yeah, and your hands. Oh right, your mouth. I forgot that I have a mouth that can eat things. But yeah, so your hand falls away and it disappears. It just breaks the. I assume it's a unity joint of some sort that it's attaching between where your hands are and the actual lever, the actual button that you're activating. I do like that your hands curl when you grip, even if you grab nothing. Yeah, I didn't really realize that your hands disappear when you grab something. Suddenly I'm grabbing a thing, it's relative to my hand, like my actual hand is somewhere here, but the object is further away from it and floating in front of me. Didn't think about it. Let's see what else. There was a... What about these switches? Look at... Yeah, it's just a slider joint of some sort. Maybe with a limit. Yep, if I just pull away from this, it doesn't go. If I just leave this somewhere in the middle. It's interesting. Yeah, I gotta figure out some way of... Like, I mean, in my code, I'd just be pulling this knob straight out of the thing, and it's not great. Anything else I want to try to find out? I do like that, that your hand... Like, I noticed in this game a little bit, too, that your hand colliders don't always work how you expect. So, like, the Steam VR code, default, or example code, didn't have any colliders on your hands, on your controllers. So like you can just like move things around with your hands. But I do notice that like, well, maybe that's not true. In my stuff, you can't like satisfyingly smack things with your hands. It looks like you can in this. Oops, I left a mess. Yeah, it's a little more satisfying than mine. So I wonder if they're adding some force to this collider to make it. I wonder if that applies to you here, because it does bounce a little better, but just not as satisfyingly as it should. Oh, I missed the pot. That was a terrible throw. Other kinds of interactions. The push button. Anyway. Oh no! That was kind of neat. The doors that can be closed by just pushing them, which again are kind of iffy. I don't remember what else, other kind of interactions. It's been a couple weeks since I played this. Push button. I do like holding the thing with one hand and using your other hand to activate it. Oh, I know the one that I really liked. In the office scenario where there's a... That soup. The office scenario where you have that presentation to give, and you hold the project or the slide advance button in one hand, but you can press the button with the other hand, or just like slam it on things to press the button. I really like that. I've been having trouble with limiting that button, so I'm not sure if that's like two rigid bodies with a spring attached to them, and like the spring for the little button is forced in some, or is constrained in a way that lets it just tap down really easily, or if it's just like a trick, if it's just being animated Like you're grabbing a regular rigid body object, and the top button is just like, hey, something touched me, so I'm going to animate and press down. Actually, let's load that up because I don't remember. Let's pull up this exit burrito. All games need an exit burrito the same way all games need a grappling hook. I saw my controllers for a second. It was scary.
Grab a cartridge from the tray.
Office
and
worker.
There's never a dull day in the
Let's
old
find out which one
cubicle farm.
was. Power dot presentation.
Hello, human. Welcome to an accurate simulation of office
You can hit both
worker.
of these buttons at the same time. Where are you, camera? You're so far away. Oh, it's in my head now. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this one has a button I like.
Hello, human.
Hello, boss.
I'm looking forward to your presentation today on all of the
Business.
that we did
Ah, there's
last
something in my
week.
face.
So BossBot wants you to do a presentation.
Oh, that's a wall
You'll
there.
need to make some slides.
Real world wall
Time
there.
to learn about an ancient human technique called
Winging it.
try using this program in your computer.
Ugh. Somebody didn't set up my computer right. I'm gonna complain to IT. Hey. These glasses are disorienting. Another little mini interaction I really like. My hand in there. Free hands. Business presentation. Blah blah blah. Title. I'm gonna keep copying hands while I actually make a presentation, just so I can get to the button that I want to use. Detailed. Transition will be dramatic, followed by a chart that is misleading, and a transition that is professional. I'm gonna have a profound ending. It's got a cat. Ugh.
So, you ready to go through this presentation? Here's the clicker. Use the button to go through your slides.
Okay, so this is the button I'm talking about right here. So, press the button. Oh man, it totally looks like a physics object. I don't know if you can see it on the camera because it's blue, but it's constrained. It's just a cylinder tied into essentially another cylinder, and it doesn't slide in crazy ways like all of the ones I've been trying to make. Oops.
Fascinating
Well, what do you know?
figures.
And even like if I push it against things, it. Yeah, that's not a very good example. But let's put it on a flat surface here. The button does seem to depress. Depress? Press? Press? I guess depress and press are the same thing. Even if I just do this. Well, that didn't work. Come here. Nice. If I just drop it. That's kind of neat. Oh, it's not registering, even though it is clicking. What if I use another object to hit it? So I take this. Ah, that's neat.
Fascinating figures.